That's weird. I didn't see the option to show the chat replay. Not that I'm going to get any anyway, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts. We didn't get any announcements. That's very strange because Kingdom Hearts. We know Missing Link is coming out. The beta is coming out later this year, and that means the game will probably come out next year in 2023. But I don't know what's gonna happen like with the rest of the series. I'm sure like they're gonna do remasters, which would not really appeal to me, but to people that aren't maybe caught up yet or they want to play it in 4K. But they didn't announce that yet. I'm assuming they're gonna wait till Kingdom Hearts 4 is closer to release to do that. What else are they gonna do? I feel like let me see something. Hold on. No, all right. I feel like I don't know, like with Missing Link, that's I don't know if that's gonna go on for a couple years, if it's gonna be one of those types of games that goes on till like 2025 or later. But if that's the case, Kingdom Hearts 4 is probably not gonna come out yet until after that. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 is definitely still in early development. Yeah. The annexation of Puerto Rico. It's from Little Giants, stuck in my head. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I keep saying that. That was random. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 4 is the only other game they announced. I don't know if they're going to release anything in between, like any other side games. I feel like Missing Link is going to be their main focus for the next couple years. Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key remake was allegedly in the NVIDIA GeForce Now leak. I didn't actually see it on the list for myself, but people that saw the full list said it was on there. Somebody said it was on there. I don't know. I don't even want that. I wasn't asking for it. I'm over that. I want to move on to new games. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts Disney Plus series. Multiple leakers said it was real. Said the pilot was made on Unreal Engine 4. One of them said so. Hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know what's going on with that or if it's even real. And that leads with Kingdom Hearts 4 and Vyrum Rex. Vyrum Rex, Tetsuya Nomura said he was going to do after Kingdom Hearts 4 because people want to know what happened to Sora, so he's going to do Kingdom Hearts 4 before a Vyrum Rex game. But Kingdom Hearts 4, there are a lot of possibilities. But Tetsuya Nomura made it sound like that. He made it sound like they're not going to be doing as many Disney levels because of the way the graphics are more advanced now, which kind of concerns me. Because Disney is a big reason why people play Kingdom Hearts. And I hope that doesn't mean there are going to be less levels, like total, just less Disney levels. I don't know what that means. I don't know what type of game this is going to be. Not that I know it's going to be like a surprise, but I hope it's just not too different and it is the length of the full length of a Kingdom Hearts game, which is at least like high 20s an hour, the hours at least for a numbered Kingdom Hearts game. A side game would be more like 24 hours of gameplay. Includes the cutscenes, but a numbered title, it's high 20s or more. So I hope it's not. I hope with Kingdom Hearts 4, it's not shorter than that. The levels, Disney owns a lot of IPs. They could do. I know Star Wars was already revealed to be in it, but Marvel could do anything with that. They could do the Avengers. They could do like Thor. I've heard people say like there's a lot they could do. They just did a Guardians of the Galaxy game. I'm not saying I want these levels to be in it, but they can do it. I heard a rumor. I don't know. It was something that was not proven to be true, but they said like Captain America: Civil War, which I wouldn't really want that. Avatar could be in it because Disney owns 20th Century Fox. Avatar is 20th Century Fox, so they could do that. But I would like to see the classic Disney movies and Pixar. I think The Incredibles and Cars could be good. Not Wall-E. Don't do Wall-E, please. Don't do Zootopia. I feel like they're going to do Zootopia. Please don't do it. Don't do like the SJW Zootopia movie. Wall-E's like the NASA propaganda. Don't do that. Please don't do it. And the carbon emissions propaganda. Don't make the game about agendas, please. Please don't do that. I know there's already the gummy ship, but it's barely part of the game. I want to see like Robin Hood, the Aristocats stuff, like Disney stuff, like Disney. The Chronicles of Narnia. And Disney owns the third movie now because that was 20th Century Fox, but I think they would do The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That'd be the ideal one to do. What else could they do? They say Pixar, The Incredibles, Cars. I said that. Yeah. Okay. So Finding Nemo. I didn't say Finding Nemo. They could do that. They could do Toy Story again. There are a lot of things they could do. The possibilities go on forever. Like what they could do for Kingdom Hearts. It's like I can't name them all here. There's so many. I just hope they don't ruin it and pick trash. I don't want them to pick trash. I feel like Avengers Infinity War or something like that. I don't know if they'd start with the first movie or what they would do, but I hope that Captain America Civil War rumor is not true. Because there was this leak that happened recently, but a lot of people thought it was fake. Some people thought it was real, but one thing they said in that rumor was that the Unreal Engine 5 can't run on PS4, so it's not going to be on PS4. I agree it's not going to be cross-gen, but I think Unreal Engine 5 can run on last gen. I think it can, from what I heard. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I've heard. So the internet's wrong because that's what they said. They said it can run on the last generation. When is this game coming out? Tetsuya Nomura said later in the generation if it makes the generation. So that makes me think, like, I've said it in multiple videos, but my channel's small. So let me say it again. I said probably around 2026, maybe 2027 if that's the end of the generation. I'm thinking more like 2026-ish, 4 years from the announcement. Unless it's 5 years. Well, 2025, they don't have a 2025 game announced. It doesn't mean that like it has to be Kingdom Hearts 4. They could put anything in there, or they could do nothing. I mean, like how many AAA Square Enix games came out this year? Did any? Or last year? At least I'm talking like with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. I mean, like, I know they got other franchises like Dragon Quest and stuff, but I mean, like, if we're talking like that they still own, out of the ones they still own, because they sold those IPs to Embracer Group, those other ones. So like the ones they still own, like how many of those big franchises did they release games for recently? We already know Final Fantasy 16 is 2023. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is probably gonna be 2024, and then so then after that, I guess would be when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. But I don't know. That doesn't mean it's gonna be 2025. Because Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 3, I don't know if it's coming out before or after, but both games are in early development. So Kingdom Hearts 4, I don't know when that's coming out. I don't even know if it's going to come out this generation. They didn't announce. So yeah, like what platforms is it coming out for? Is this going to be an acquisition-based thing? Or is it nothing to do with that and the platforms weren't announced because it's not coming out this generation, or they don't know if it's going to come out this generation? Or it's just because of the Sony Square Enix exclusivity partnership deal that was announced earlier this year. It could be any of these. So we don't know if Square Enix is going to be acquired yet or not. We don't know. We're just in. It's still the first half of the generation. This is normal, I guess now. It used to not be on PS2 because the first game came out in the first half of that generation, and the 20th anniversary was recently, very recently. It was yesterday, I think, for the American version, although I didn't get it at launch. Then Kingdom Hearts 2 was at the end of the generation. So now, 7th gen, nothing. and then last gen, obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe this generation, but we don't know. They didn't announce the platforms. They didn't even confirm it. But if it's on Unreal Engine 5 and they announced it already, makes me think they plan on releasing it this generation. I guess the platforms just haven't been worked out yet, which we're still waiting on that. They said there's a Final Fantasy 16 trailer being shown in October, from what I heard. I mean, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, so I'm not really like, I'm not like planning on getting any future games except maybe Final Fantasy 9 Remake, but they haven't even announced that yet. But it got leaked in the NVIDIA GeForce Now leak, which is PC game. So Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be PC. That game's going to be PC. But Final Fantasy 9 Remake. But I don't know like what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to these games. Or when that's even coming out, because they didn't even announce that one yet. Final Fantasy 9 Remake, they didn't announce it. So many question marks. Like, we're just totally in the dark. Like, this generation, they didn't make that many announcements yet. Like, they did announce Kingdom Hearts 4, but they didn't tell us anything, like, in terms of, early development, but we don't know the platforms. Star Wars and Hercules are in it. Okay, it's cool that they told us that, but I don't know anymore, guys. I'm just like, I don't know. We're like totally in the dark. Not that I have to know everything right now. Missing Link is the next game. That's what the focus is on. That was Missing Link, which I'm going to try to play on my PC, see how that goes, because I don't want to play it on my smartphone, but we'll see how that works out for me. I will see. I'll see how it works, I guess. I guess so. I guess I'll see how it works out. I guess that'd be a good place to wrap it up. I don't know what console I'm getting still in 2022. I mean, I normally don't get a console till like the middle of the generation. I don't even know if it'll be that now. I don't know. It could be like the end of the generation. Like, do I want to pay $500? Am I gonna have to go with the $300 1440p one? Is Kingdom Hearts 4 even coming out on that one, which is the Xbox Series S? Is it even coming out on Xbox Series consoles this time? We don't know. We don't know any of this stuff. We don't know anything. It's all a big mystery. Yeah, that's weird. Like Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key remake. I know they already had Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, which isn't a game; it was a movie. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. That could. I don't know if that was even on the list. I heard it was on that NVIDIA list, but I don't know. But what is going on? What is Kingdom Hearts? We're in the dark. We know Missing Link's coming out soon, which is fine. That's fine that that's the next game. But I think Kingdom Hearts 4 should answer all the mysteries because I don't want this to go on forever. I think they should answer everything in Kingdom Hearts 4. Although when they say the Lost Masters saga, that makes me think it's gonna be like it could be like 4, 5, and 6 is about this. But I don't want to wait till Kingdom Hearts 6 to know the Master of Masters' identity. Like I don't want to be like 50 years old when I find out who the Master of Masters is. Also, there's other mysteries like Ansem the Wise's castle, everything that went down there. King Mickey was in Traverse Town that night in the first game. We still don't know why. They didn't explain that in Kingdom Hearts 3. They didn't explain why Sora landed in Traverse Town multiple times as Data. A lot of mysteries. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. That's not all of it. It's some of it. But I hope they explain all of it. I'm really looking forward to like how they do this. I mean, I'm not in middle school anymore. Like when the first two came out, I'm 30. I'm going to be in my 30s as these games come out. But I mean, I'm still alive. I'm a person. I'm in my life right now. My life's different than it was when I was in middle school. But although actually back then, SquareSoft was in more trouble in their prime in the PS2 days. They were in more financial trouble back then, where Sony had to bail them out in 2001, and then Enix had to bail them out in 2003. The Enix owner owns Square Enix right now. Did you know that? Like, he had to save them. They had to save them back then in 2003. when Kingdom Hearts 2 was in early development. Before that, Sony saved them 2001, before the first one came out. First one was being made still. And games they had 2 Kingdom Hearts number titles back then. Now, just Kingdom Hearts 4. I want to play console games. I miss playing console games. I feel like I don't play them that much anymore. They don't interest me that much anymore. I just want Kingdom Hearts games, and I wish there were other games that were like good console games, but I don't see that many. I don't know what happened, man. Now it's all about DLC and like NFTs and what else? Smartphones. That's where the money's at now. They better not do like Kingdom Hearts 4. They better not make you pay for levels. That is, I might not even get it if they do that. I think I'm paying $70. I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not accusing them of doing it, but they tried that before with Marvel's Avengers, which is a game I was going to get until I found out it was a DLC based game. Totally wasted opportunity. But yeah, it's just that's the way it is now. It's just about DLC, NFTs, and smartphones. I know Final Mix was a thing back then. I didn't like that either. I wish that they put that stuff in the game that you could earn, like another hidden boss, or you could earn extra cutscene, whatever was in the Final Mixes that you could earn it and not have to pay for it as DLC. I just remember that. I remember the Kingdom Hearts 3 they took part of the final battle out, and they took part of like this more of Skal Adkalam out. Yeah, like the Final Fantasy characters, and they put that in the DLC. And that was not cool. That was not cool. They better not do that again with Kingdom Hearts 4, but I don't have faith that they're not going to do it. I hope Kingdom Hearts 4 doesn't stray too far away from what Kingdom Hearts really is. I think I could wrap it up now. These topics wear me out, and like, who's going to acquire Square Enix? That's important for this because it could affect this. Like what platforms it comes out on. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Microsoft just recently said they're going to make more acquisitions and they want to get into Japan. It could be them. It could be Sony. But I don't know if Sony has enough money. They made other acquisitions lately. I don't know if they can afford Square Enix. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Square Enix just sold a bunch of IPs to Embracer Group. So maybe they can. But Sony already made an exclusivity partnership deal with Square Enix. Does that mean they have to acquire them? No. They denied it last year. Square Enix that Sony was acquiring them, that anybody was in April 2021. Exhaustion, so much stuff, all a bunch of question marks. I'm not exhausted. I mean, it's just a lot of question marks. I guess this happens. I mean, it's part of video games. It's just we don't know everything right away. But I saw people in the stream the other day for the state of play that I think it was that, I don't know, it was that Avatar game or some game that was announced for 2024. People in the chat were like, 2024. I'm like, man, like, I get totally how they feel. It's a totally natural reaction, but I'm thinking like with Kingdom Hearts 4, like we might not even see another trailer for that game until 2024, like just a trailer, maybe. I don't know if that's how it's going to go, but like I don't even know if we're going to see it in 2023. Remember, and also last year with Marvel Spider-Man 2, they said 2023 at the end of the trailer, and then a bunch of people in the chat were like 2023. That's an L because last year was 2021, so people were like they're thinking like 2 years. That's how people think, and like I get it, I understand it. And like with Kingdom Hearts, like they announced Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2022, and that game's not coming out in 2 years. It's not coming out in 2024. There are a lot of people that think it is, and I hope it does. That'd be cool, but I don't think it's going to. I think they're going to need more time to like make the full complete game that they need to make. Hopefully, it is a full complete game. And it's not like a DLC type game, if you know what I mean. It's not like too short or anything. But yeah, I think that's it for me, man. This is Luke from Luke D10110 signing out. Have a good one, and please be excited.